Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming to you with a video talking about how to go from a day to night look quickly. This is my makeup at the end of the day. Thankfully I am wearing makeup that is actually doing really well at staying on. I'm wearing my Lancome Tiente Idole foundation and I've got concealer on and everything. It is 8 o'clock at night and I've gotten home from work. So let's talk a little bit about what I've got on my eyes today. I am wearing my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette and I've got my mascara on from the end of the day and my makeup for the end of the day. I only have a few minutes to pull myself together and I don't want to have to redo my entire makeup. I just want to, you know, add on to what I currently have. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull my hair back because I hate having my hair in my face when I'm doing my makeup. I don't have earrings on right now, so I'm going to change out my earrings and put on some nice fancy earrings. Okay, so generally when I'm going for a day to night look like this, I tend to focus most of the attention on my eyes, and I want to go ahead and bring some, you know, some glitter or some sort of bling to my eyes, because to me that is the fastest way. That is one of the fastest ways to, you know, bump up a look and look ready for a night out. I'm gonna start out with a little bit of glitters. I want to use my Stila Magnificent Metals liquid eyeshadow, and you could also use something like a ColourPop eyeshadow. I've got Weenie here, which is an actual pearlized finish, and for those of you who don't like to wear glitter, I think this is a great option for you because it'll bring a little bit of shine to your eyes, but it won't really give you a lot of glitter. You won't have to deal with any fallout or anything like that. You can just pop this onto your lid with your fingertip. You're pretty much done. You know, you just add a little bit of highlight, add a little bit of lipstick, and you're ready to go. For me, I like taking it a couple of steps beyond that, so that is why I'm going for my Stila Magnificent Metals. And what I would do normally is I would just put this on top of my existing makeup. The shade that I am using today is Kitten Karma. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. This is just my favorite product for taking a look from 0 to 100 in just a minute. The reason that I'm starting on my eyes is just in case I have a little bit of fallout. When I add my powder, I can dust it away. Essentially, what I will do here is I won't even add more eyeshadow. I will use what I already have on my eyes. And just take, and you can just add this to your lid just directly. And the same would hold true for any other shadow that you wanted to use, like ColourPop or a foiled eyeshadow, whatever you want to add, you know, with your fingers. You don't even really need a brush for these types of products. You can always use your fingers. And you see how just right there, I'm using whatever I have in my transition already to kind of just do what it would normally do when I would start from scratch on this eye look. It is super, super easy to achieve a really nice nighttime glam look. Then I will take and I will do the same thing to the other eye. And you know, with these Magnificent Metals or any kind of shadow that you put on, you don't necessarily need to do liner if you don't want to. You know, because these things speak for themselves. Now I do need to take a quick redip because I have used up all the product on the applicator. And just add that to your lid. And that's what I love about products like this, is that they make, you know, doing this type of look super, super easy. And just make sure that I get into that inner corner before it dries, especially with these Stila liquid metals. You might need to do a little bit of blending just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. And so that's what I'm doing here. Is I'm just taking and very gently going in. You could also do this with your finger if you wanted to. Just kind of soften that line out just a little bit. And same for this side. Just soften things just a tiny, tiny bit. And I think I might need a little bit more on the inner corner, so I'm going to add just a dab right there, just to make sure that I've got all of the space covered. And then again, you can come in with either a brush or your finger and kind of spread that out a little bit. And voila, you've got a glittery look. And this ends up coming out looking a little bit like a cut crease, and that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so letting this dry for just a moment. And while this is drying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start prepping my lashes. That is the second step that I take in order to kind of bring a look up a little bit. When I feel I need a little bit of extra, you could get away with using just your regular, you know, just going with your natural lash. You don't necessarily have to put on a lash, but I love wearing lashes, especially when it comes to going out. It gives me an excuse to wear them. Not that you really need one, but, you know, this is a definite occasion for something like that, whether it be a date night or it be a party that you're going to, or if you're going to go out. You know, it's always nice to make things a little bit more glam. And to save a little bit of time, what I would do here in this situation is I would go ahead and glue up both of my lashes. And, you know, that way while one is drying, you're applying glue to the next. And while you're applying the first set, your second lash is drying, and it helps to cut down on time. And again, you don't have to wear liner if you don't want to. I think, you know, that's all a personal choice. For me, I'm not going to put any liner on. I think I'm okay with just lashes. Sometimes some of these glitter shadows will, you know, it does help if you put a liner on. I find that with this one, I don't really need to do that. If you don't have your lash applicator, if you've got a pair of tweezers in your bag, that will work just fine. Me, I've got my lash applicator right here. If I know that I'm going to a party, I will carry these with me because I know that I'm going to be putting lashes on. I'm already a little bit dewy, you know, from being end of the day, but I am going to, you know, put some powder on to kind of help bring that dewiness down. And you don't want to rush your lashes, because that's always one of the biggest mistakes people make when they apply lashes, is that they don't wait long enough for the lash glue to dry. You can be doing other things while you're waiting for your lash glue to dry. All right, I think the lashes are ready enough. And I am using my Huda Beauty Samantha No. 7s because they're a very dramatic lash and are very easy to work with. You know, they go on very quickly with not a lot of fuss. And they look really, really nice. The Stila Magnificent Metals, once they dry, they're not as easy to move around. You don't want to fuss with them too much because then you're going to end up with fallout. But it does allow you a little bit of time and flexibility to apply a lash. All right, and I've had my other lash drying while I was waiting, and this one is also ready to go. Okay, and there are the lashes. Boom, just like that. I'm going to take my MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation in NC42. I am going to blot the areas, or at least mattify those areas on my face that have gotten a little bit shiny. And because this is a very light powder foundation, it is going to give some additional coverage in those spots, which is generally, for me, it tends to be my T-zone. So that's really where I'm focusing this powder. I'm not really putting it on my cheeks out here because I don't necessarily need it. I am just mattifying those areas of my face that have gotten a little bit too dewy. I am going to freshen up my blush because I think it has disappeared a little bit, and I am using my Milani Luminoso blush because it does have a little bit of a sheen. It's got a little bit of a glow, and since I'm going out, I want to be a little bit more glowy than normal. And so just touching up the blush just a tad. Okay. All right. And sorry, I'm using a mirror, and I'm also using my viewfinder to help me out here. Okay, so also I brought my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Palette, and what I like about this one is it's a 2-in-1. You've got a bronzer if you need it, and you've also got your highlighter. So I am going to touch up my bronzer just a touch because it has also faded. And then I'm going to use a little bit to freshen up the contour along the sides of my nose. Nothing fancy, nothing too detailed. I'm in a hurry. You know, I've only got a few minutes to get ready to go out. And then I'm going to use the highlighter that comes in this palette, and I'm going to reapply my highlighter because it has also faded throughout the day, and bring a little bit of that glow back to my face. And I want to be sure that I'm nice and glowy. The last step that I normally do in order to kind of bump up a look is I will add a really bold lip color. I mean, you can go nude if you wanted to. You don't have to do bold. Myself, I prefer doing a nice bold lip. Even though I've got a very, very glittery eye, I want to give it some balance on my face with a red lipstick is generally what I tend to go for. This is the ColourPop Lippie Stick. It is the Matte X formula, and it is in Trust Me. And what I really love about this particular shade is that it is the most beautiful, true red, and it is so matte, but yet so comfortable to wear. And there you go. I don't normally use liner on my lips, so if you want to use a lip liner, by all means do so. But me personally, I don't line. I don't have the time usually, so you can also add a lip gloss if you wanted to make this glossy instead. I really like the matte look because I've got a really glittery, shiny eye, and I've added a little bit more highlight to my face, so I'm going to take the lips down a notch by still wearing a bold color but doing a matte formula versus doing a glossy formula. So that's how you take your everyday makeup and you bump it up just a little bit to add a little bit of pop of glitter or pop of a shimmery eyeshadow, and then, you know, adding a little bit of highlighter and making sure that you're not too oily, and then also adding a bold lip. And that is how I go from day to night when I've got some of those emergency situations, you know, where I get a call and I'm all like, we're going out to dinner, we're going out someplace fancy, you know, or if I know that I've got a place, you know, a party or some sort of event to be at after work, or when I've been running around all day, I'll just use the makeup that I have and add a little bit to it, and then I'm all good. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to go out and have fun. So that is my video for today. Real quick, real easy. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you're new to my channel, by the way, thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll know when I've put up new video. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really, really appreciate it. I love having you come back. Please give me some of your tips and tricks for taking a look from day to night in the comments down below. I really love hearing from you. I love hearing your ideas, and I'm pretty sure that folks that read the comments also will be interested in hearing how you go from a day to a night look. So again, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks everybody. Bye.